Hello everyone and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts video. It is morning, but I've closed the curtains and got some lights going in the hopes that we can create a little bit of a Halloween atmosphere. It probably still looks completely bright to you, but that's fine. I'm going to do your tarot read today. It's Tuesday the 31st of October, so I hope you're having an okay day. I know there's a lot of chaos in the world right now, so I'm just hoping that maybe this read will give us some clarity and just help us through, and also just to wish you a happy Halloween. I read intuitively, so for this card reading it's a little bit different to a personal reading. So for this one I will be picking the cards and just seeing what story is woven through the meanings of the cards. And then I've got a few other decks, a few newer decks which I've borrowed from a friend, and I'll use those to clarify the messages. Okay, so we'll begin by just taking a moment. I have opened up the space, I have protected, and I am willing to receive whatever energies want to come in. Gosh, I'm getting like old Mother Hubbard. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Old Mother Hubbard, I must Google that. Yeah, it's something about that poem. I'll have to read that up. So here we have the tarot. So I'm just going to do a quick shuffle of this. Hope you're all well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. It really helps the channel to grow if you subscribe. So just hit that button now. Okay. Oh, okay. So we've had one drop out, which I don't know what it is. We've had one, which I do know what it is. There's two more jumping. So we'll just start with those four to begin with, and we'll see what they are. So on the bottom of the deck we have, this is sort of the underlying energy. So it's the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is sort of represents a woman or a female energy. It doesn't have to be woman though, but it's someone who has built something. So they've been working on their growing their business, growing their fortune, working independently, quite self-sufficient, building something in small steps to create somewhere where they're sufficient, they're in a sense well off, and it can be quite an individual perspective. So possibly an individual who's doing really well on their own kind of thing. So that's the underlying feeling. Our first card, when I turn it over, is so it's the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, you can see this gentleman, he's sitting on this box, and it's like a money box. He has his three pentacles on the box in here. So this box is full of money. So he does have some money, but he is reluctant to share it. He is reluctant to spend it. He is reluctant to invest it. So there's an aspect of you having a certain amount. It may be a little amount, but there's a certain amount of money here. But there's also can be like a hoarding of the money. Money needs to cycle, so you need to spend to receive. You need to invest to get back. So there's a cycle nature in money. So it's like giving away as well. If you can give a few pennies to a charity or something, then most likely it's going to come back to you in some way. And this can mean that the energy of money is stagnated, so it has stopped in a sense, and you're grasping because you feel that lack, you feel that poverty energy, so you're holding on tight to it. Can also be about not wanting to share it with the community or with family, that you feel you might need to hold on to your own money and not share it with the members of the family, that they might take advantage of you and take money off you as well. And this is also saying that you need to keep some for yourself. You need to stop, over giving to people and always giving when they ask. And that you need to make sure that you don't always, pay out for everything within the family, that you are entitled to some of your own money as well. You're entitled to keep some of your own money. And this is saying you can hold on to it. Okay, so it's interesting. It's about this sort of individual who has built something. That's the underlying energy, is the money and the work. So possibly someone who's on their own, who has been working diligently and creating money throughout their working life, just working to earn a wage, creating money every month. That's what you've been doing. And then this is sort of saying there might be a reluctance to spend or to give away money, but also remembering that maybe it's reminding you actually to look after yourself and to not overgive to other people, to sit on your money for a little while. But the nature of money needs to move, needs to go out and come in. So getting yourself to a place where you're comfortable with that and you're not scared to lose it, because then you can be a bit mean, isn't it? That's the word they say. So the next card is the Hermit. So it might mean a period of time where you're on your own, a period of introspection, a period of self-sufficiency again. And what it's saying is it's taking all the wisdom that you have learned, everything that you've been through in your life has taught you a great deal. You have learned a lot of lessons. And what you can do is you can allow those lessons to light up this lantern. So everything that you've learned along the way, all the good, all the bad, all the lessons, is lighting up this lantern. And what you can do is you can turn around now and move forward into your life in a positive way, because you have this experience, you have this wisdom. It can be that being on your own element and someone who's comfortable in their own company. So you get many people who absolutely need to be engaging all the time, they need to be communicating, they need to have attention all the time. And then you have people who are actually, I'm okay when I have periods on my own, I am happy in my own company. And that's a really important gauge on your self-development. If you're frightened to be on your own, if you're unable to be in quiet time by yourself, that would be an alert to look at that, because the more development you do, the more introspection, the more self-development, then you get more comfortable with who you are. And you should not be frightened to spend time alone. Being frightened to spend time alone it's kind of a misunderstanding of aloneness. And I'm not saying spend your life alone, go alone for your entire life, not at all. But moments of that solitary lifestyle is huge for self-development. It's huge for spiritual development. It's actually necessary for spiritual development. If you're constantly busy and involved in things, you're out here in the world. There's no tuning into what's going on internally. And so periods of isolation perhaps, or aloneness or solitary lifestyle will allow you to actually understand yourself a bit better and get to know yourself again and decide, who am I now? Not who was I when I was 15, not who was I when I was 25, not who was I when I was 35. As you grow, as you get older, it can be different life stages, absolutely. If you're younger and you're listening to this, it's, you weren't the same person you were when you were 11, or you weren't the same person you were when you were 15, and now you're 19 or whatever. So at different stages of life, you will have different reflections on your past, and that is the wisdom. But as you move forward in life, you change as well, hopefully. If you stay exactly the same, then life isn't really being purposeful. The ideas that you change, the ideas that you grow, the constant evolution of yourself is the purpose of humanity, the human existence. So it's necessary to change. It's necessary to grow and evolve and become. And gradually through your life, you will become the truest version of yourself. But unless you tap into who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what it is you wish to achieve, who you want to be around, who you want to be around you, who you want to spend your time with, who you understand is toxic to you, so you spend less time with those people. So it's gauging all those things as you go through your life. And if you're constantly out and involved and not doing any moments of introspection, then you're just missing so much. You're missing yourself. And so even 5 minutes, eyes closed, your head will be noisy as hell. And what I want for you to do is just sit there while it's noisy. And if you can create that as a routine, starting maybe once a week, if you can't do it every day, once a week, 5 minutes, pick a day, perhaps in your lunch break, stop, close your eyes, listen to the noise. it's constant. And then gradually you might want to do that a little bit more, because something happens in the sitting, in the awareness, in the observation. You will learn a great deal about who is observing, what are you observing, who is with you, where are you when your eyes are closed, where is your focus, what are you receiving. So there's all these different things that actually just a little bit of introspection can add to you and add to your life, and it's well worth it if you want to move forward in a better direction. It's leaving everything in the past. You've learned all that stuff. It's taught you a great deal. You're taking the wisdom, but you're moving forward. Interesting. The next card is the High Priestess, and you can see she's sitting here, and of course her headdress is covering her eyes. And she has that downward gaze, which is often what you do when you meditate. You can actually just focus on the nose with half open eyes, half closed eyes, or you can close your eyes to that introspection. And she's all about your intuitive nature. She is the clairvoyant, the clear seeing. And how do you start to train yourself with those skills? Close your eyes, senses. So it's opening up to that sensory part of you, and you can only do it when you stop, when you sit for a moment. There's great innocence with this. She's got, is it daisies she has? I don't think it's lilies. I think it might be daisies. What was I reading about daisies the last day? I think daisy. Oh yeah, the white thistle. White thistle is good for women. It's good liver detox, but also there's a load of other benefits to it, so you might want to look into that. Obviously seek medical advice should you need to, disclaimer. And you've got pomegranates in the background, which are the fruitfulness, the fertility. We've got the black and white, the balancing of the yin and the yang, balancing of the masculine and the feminine, but it's strong behind her. She has this veil. This is the veil. So she, with her eyes closed, can see past the veil. She can see into the unconscious, into the superconscious. And she has a little moon chain here. So again, about moon cycles, moon energy. We've just had the partial eclipse of the moon. So that energy now is shifting, whatever that brought up, whatever change that brought up, because more than likely it brought up some form of change for you. It is pushing you forward now. So we're moving forward, but we must move forward tuning into our intuition. Intuition is the purest sense, because you're not taking what you're told. So there's a lot shoved in our faces these days. There's a lot shoved in our faces on social media, on mainstream news. Everything that we're reading now is a little bit skewed, but your intuition is true. So tune into your intuition, tune into that inner tuition. It's teaching you something. And how do you get there? Moments of stillness, moments of alone time where you stop. I mean, you can connect in a group, you can meditate in a group, but it is that connecting to self, it is that intuition. It is perhaps as well, as we move forward into this new 5D, 6D experience of the earth, more and more of you are going to be seeking spiritual advancement. More and more of you are going to be connecting to your intuition, feeling your intuition is suddenly informing you, trusting it more. More and more of you are going to be a little bit clairvoyant. You might start seeing things. So that energy is here. That energy is awakening on everyone on the planet. And so there's a need to ground it as well. There's a need to hold that pillar firm. There's a need to do the work, do the sitting, so you can manage it as well. But very much seeing beyond the veil, seeing what's really going on in the higher conscious realms. It's through this thin veil that all of that lies. And we can tap into that now, immediately. We're taught we can't, but we absolutely can, because many of us do. And that is where spirit resides. And at Halloween, what better time for this card to come up than now to suggest that what we call the afterlife, what we call heaven, what we call Shambhala, what we call eternity, it is not, something far off. It's actually present with us now. It's here. We're sitting in it. There is just the lightest veil, which you can draw back to connect a bit more. And one way of drawing back that veil is introspection, meditation, sitting, doing your work, doing your spiritual work. So that's interesting. Last card. Okay. So 9 of Wands. So 9 of Wands, you can see you've got a lot of wands here. So a lot of creative ideas, a lot of things on the go. And he's put one wand deep into the ground here. And what is he doing? He's defending what he has built. He's defending his ideas. He's having to defend his ideas. There's an element as well of perhaps no one is ready to receive your ideas. No one is ready to receive what you're saying. So this message may not be received very well. People may have a problem with intuition. People may have a problem with meditation. People may have a problem with mediumship or speaking to spirit. All these different elements that are in your life, and you have to defend it. But you're able to defend it. You're standing firm. You have this one firm in the ground, and you're able to defend it in a way where it is not a belief system. It is an activation within you. It is real. But unfortunately, it is not accepted by everyone. So there is an element of fiery energy here. So a need to be able to stand your ground, be able to stand in front of the crowd who may be throwing opinions at you, who may be attacking in some way, who may have disagreement to what you say. Stand your ground, be firm. Plant these ones deep in the earth. Give them room to grow and take hold and develop and evolve. And he's on a mission. He's very dedicated. So he has spent time with these creative pursuits, and he is not willing to let any of them drop. He is not willing to not stand up for them. So let's look at this in a different way. So we have someone who's worked diligently over time, created a home, quite independent, self-sufficient. They earn their own money and they're watching it grow. Slowly, maybe, but eventually they're watching it grow. So each month they're bringing in money. And it's about how much are you giving away? How much are you sitting on? Are you sitting on your money? Are you not watching it grow? Maybe there's a need now to use some of that money that you have saved. Or perhaps there's a need to be careful of who's taking money from you. Who is trying to take your money? Be aware that you don't just have to give to people just because there's an emotional aspect of that. That it's okay to have money yourself. Make sure you're okay before you look after anyone else, because people will take. So there's this sort of holding energy, but as well it could be that you're deserving of that too. And you've grown wise over this time. You've learned a lot, and you may be moving into a period on your own, a period where there's emotions that are coming up for you, a period where you've learned a lot of lessons. But you are moving forward, perhaps on your own, perhaps for this phase, a little bit like hermit energy, quite happy, you can manage, you can do it on your own. You don't need or over need all the different connections that some people need. And you've learnt a lot. You've been through life, you've learnt a lot. You're happy to look at this and take lessons from it. So learn how people have been. How have they treated you? What have they done? Why have you had to go into hermit mode? Why have you had to kind of put your head, your hood on, your headscarf on, and seek solace. What is it that's happened? And that need to trust your intuition. You knew in your gut, you knew something, and you had to follow that intuition, and now continue to be guided by it, because it's like a radar, or what did they call that thing on the cars? Sat nav, right? So it directs you. Trust your intuition. Ask your intuition, how does it feel in your gut? If you have a question, yes or no, how does it feel in your gut, in your body? Does your body like it? Do you feel good? Or does your body feel, oh, I feel a bit sick? That's a no. If you're feeling sick, if it feels uncomfortable, that's a no. And whatever actions you've taken, whatever creative projects that you have, whatever opinions that you're willing to stand by, you can defend yourself. You can stand your ground. You might have to. You might come up against a lot of disagreement. You might come up against a lot of opinions. But you are committed to this creative endeavour, this new life. So feel comfortable in standing your ground. You're able to fight off the competition. You know, whatever competition is out there, you're able to fight it off. And you're strong. This person is strong. So maintain that strength. Get out and do that exercise. Make sure your body feels strong. Because when your body feels strong, your mind feels strong. Okay? So that's an interesting mix for the start of that. I hope that resonates. Do let me know. I'm now going to read from a new deck, which you haven't seen, but it belongs to a friend. And it's Mermaids and Dolphins. Just to see if it matches the energy or if it clears the energy on that a little. Feels very much a transition phase in life. And that's happening to a lot of people. It feels very much like there will be a need to do the inner work, to do some meditation perhaps. And there's loads of meditation on YouTube. You don't have to start off with, hours of silence. You can start off with a guided meditation and see if you like it. You can listen to it, when you go to bed, and see if it helps you fall asleep, if you have trouble sleeping. I have meditations as well, which I can give you. There's just so many things available now. There's no reason that you can't begin that journey, begin that hermit journey, begin that introspection movement. Okay, so let's see. Oh my lights are dark. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got one card. Which is a really cool card. Oh, one more card. I might take one more as well, because these are kind of cool. I don't know how dark it is, but I just tried to do the whole black and red Halloweeny thing. Okay, so let's go with that. Okay, underneath it's got, I don't know if you can see that with the light of the window. Pay attention. And it says, notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. Inner guidance as well. So it is that paying attention to what's going on around you. So once you are tapped into that intuition, then suddenly the world, the more you meditate, the more the world sends you answers. So the more you get into that space, then you come out and you get around in your life. And my computer's gone a bit funny. I don't know what happened there. That's a bit weird. But the more you meditate, when you go out into the world, it's sort of things come. So you got to do a bit of downtime to actually move stuff in your life. You've got to do that downtime to create that activity in your life. Sorry, it sounds like someone's coming up a flight of stairs or a ladder outside. So the card we have is Tranquility. You can see she's nice and relaxed in a bath there. She's the mermaid. So we're much the water energy, Piscean, Scorpio and Cancerian. But water is really healing. So if you can't get to the swimming pool, if you can't get to ocean swimming, just a saltwater bath, really, really good for you. Or Epsom salts as well. And it says, make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude. Interesting. Indulging in much needed self-care. And sometimes that's it. You just gotta step away from the noise for a while. And I know so many of you are really, really busy and you've got families and it's just non-stop and there's no time to step away. But perhaps maybe if you can, just fill the bath, put in some salt, Dead Sea salts or even just regular salt. And then just go and sit in it for like 5 or 10 minutes. Ideally, I think it's 20 for Epsom salts, just to make sure that you get the magnesium in your body and stuff. And it detoxes from your body as well. So if you can do 20 minutes, brilliant. But as well, that's quiet time. That's alone time. And we're often frightened to be alone with our minds because our minds are racing. And you're sitting there and like, I can't do baths really. I get bored. But that's because the racing mind. So that's what meditation is. Meditation is sitting and letting it come down. You know, it takes a period of time to let it rest. Sometimes even I feel returning to my home place back in Ireland after being in London. London, let's go, let's go. Which is great because it, you know, it's vibrant, it's up, it makes you go and do things, it makes you go out into the world. And I come home and it's so much slower. And it takes me a while to adjust. It takes a few days for my energy to come down. And then I'm in that energy and then I come back and I have to kind of step it up again. So don't worry if you feel uncomfortable just sitting in the bath and if your mind is going crazy. You're actually getting benefit from the act of doing it. The same meditation, you're getting benefit from the act of doing it. Even though consciously you might think, well, this is a waste of time, it's not doing anything. Okay? Next is healing heart. And it says, you are a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. So I would say that this is pointing to someone whose heart is healing as well. And you may need the isolation, the alone time to manage healing your heart. If there's been heartbreak, heart healing takes time. And you can make the wrong decisions when you're in a period of heart pain. So you've got to give yourself time to heal. And you can see they're sitting in water as well. I mean, it is the mermaid deck, but it's like the bath again. Magnesium is really important. Your salts are really important for your electrolytes, for your balance within the body. That will affect your mood. That will affect how you feel. So all these things can help you in your feeling nature. And drop down into, you know, it's quite green as well. Drop down into the heart. The heart colour of the heart is green. You know, use green, meditate with green, think of green, imagine green in this area, imagining it opening here, your heart chakra, opening green. And you might notice little holes in your heart chakra. So you can ask the angels to come and help fill the holes, repair the holes, and then make it, you know, all good again, make it sort of complete again, balance it out. Heal the heart, and then sit with that, sit with the feeling of the healed heart. And you might need to do that a few times, but it is that you are in this period of heart healing, and that the solitary downtime, the self-care, is part of your healing of the heart. And then we've got alchemy. So you're in this period of creating gold out of metal. So you're in this period of transformation. You're in this period of moving from heart pain to heart health. It says, you have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. So there is positivity here. There is a magic happening here, which is moving you from a place of fear of losing, say, money or wealth, or having to go and be alone, having the introspection, having to defend yourself and fight for what you believe in, fight for your energy, fight for your creativity, your passions, heal that heart. But through all of that, there's alchemy occurring, there's good coming out of it, there's repair coming out of it, there is joy, but also wealth, abundance, positivity, new flourishing coming out of it. So through every bad situation, once you've managed to grieve it and deal with it, it brings you further to this place of wisdom, to this place of, again, stepping forward with the light. You've taken all the destruction from the past and you're moving forward with this lantern, which is pure light. And that is lighting up your future, lighting up the way, turning the next things into gold. If you can maintain that awareness of everything that you have gone through and developed. So now we're just going to do Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, you want to come in the house, please, and help us? See if you can give us maybe one card to add. Oh, that one. Okay, so it says use your imagination and you'll see the answer. So that's part of creativity as well. If you and intuition. So often our intuition talks to us in pictures, talks to us in intuitive ways. So when you're tuned in, especially clairvoyantly, you will get pictures, you will get like almost audible, you will hear things, you will see things, you also can smell things, clairsentient. No, that's clairvoyant is seeing, clairaudient is hearing, clairsentient is feeling. So you might feel things. There's tasting as well, smelling and knowing. So there's all these different abilities that come through that High Priestess card. And they come in via your imagination. They come in and you have to sort of decipher them and understand them. But even more than that, you just have to see them. You just have to go, oh, why are they showing me? What did I get at the beginning? Oh, Mother Hubbard. Do not know what that's about. I'm going to Google that later. Oh, Mother Hubbard. Weird. But it drops it into your imagination, and so there's a slight difference in what you think and when Spirit is speaking. And the more work you do, the more introspection you do, the more intuitive work you do, the more you'll understand. And you'll understand that your imagination is a way that it can be received. And I think as well, when you want to create your life, use your imagination. What is the best life that you could have? What do you really want to achieve? What do you want in your life? What do you want to have? Write it down and then get into the nitty-gritty. What is it? Use your imagination. You know, if it's a home, what does it look like? How many rooms? What do they look like? What's in the rooms? How do you feel standing in the room? Really get into the nitty-gritty and you'll start to feel the energy of that. So it says, Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help with regards to whatever situation. So this is the thing about being ready for the signs as well. Notice that when you've done your inner work, you've done your meditation, and you go out into the world, you'll start to see signs. You'll start to see the alchemy show up for you, the results show up for you. And it's a gratitude. Thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. So being open and being accepting and being in that creative mindset, that alpha brain, where you receive more information. Brilliant. So I'm going to do one more, maybe two more, one more. No, I think this is the last one. So this is the angel answers. So we're going to see, if you have a question, think of it now, and then we're going to pick an angel card with the answers just to give you an answer to your question. So we'll see what this is. So whatever question it is that you're having, you're thinking about now, you should know a question, because if you're watching this, you probably have a question. So I'll give you what the angels are saying. Can we have an answer for the collective, please? And then I'll intuitively read it, so I'll go a little bit into it and see. Still not the right one. It can jump around quite a bit, so we get the right one. Okay, that's turned over. Oh gosh. So what was I saying is, when you go introspection and you go do all the work, and then you go out, and then the universe responds to you, the world responds to you, and you start to see things come up, and you're able to see the answers come to you. You're able to see the creations, whatever you've been working on internally, whatever you've been manifesting, you start to see evidence of it in the world, the alchemy. And it says, look for a sign. So this is saying, whatever is happening in your world right now, whatever is happening in your life, if you can get some downtime, if you can do some rest, if you can have that little bit of self-care, which adjusts your energy, and by adjusting your energy, even the tiniest little bit, everything in the world changes. But also what you're sending out, your what you radiate out, then has a different response from the universe. And what you want to do then is look for signs, look for what's happening around you, because it's evidence of what's going on with you. So if whatever is happening around you is kind of responding to whatever you are vibrating at. So the more work you can do internally, the more work you can do on cleaning up your energy, cleaning up your thinking, cleaning up how you radiate out into the world, gradually the world answers, and it begins to show you evidence of how you have been moving around in the world. And so look for a sign. There will be signs all around you. So pay attention to what you're seeing. Pay attention to what comes. Pay attention to your intuition, what you're feeling. And that is the creation. That is the alchemy. That is the gold. That is the reward. You're manifesting something. So just be aware of that. Create that. Look for those signs of things turning to gold. So yes, you've been through a lot. Yes, there's a lot of change. Yes, there is a process that you're involved with right now, where you are going from having some sort of life, and now you're going through a period of stillness, a period of aloneness, a period of solitary development. But then through that, you're changing, you're evolving, you're becoming more self-sufficient, you're looking after yourself, you're doing self-care. So then your energy is different. So as you move out into the world responds differently to you. So it is positive, and it is just showing you this transition phase. That is your reading for today. I think that's a really good reading, and hopefully it'll bring you hope. It'll bring you some sustenance that you need. It'll bring you some encouragement to look after you. You must remember to look after you. You first, then everyone else. Put your mask on first, like I said in my newsletter sent out today for November. You know, they say it on the planes. Before you do anyone else, you put your air mask on first if it drops down. And the idea is that, you know, if you're clear, then you can help others. So that's generally it. Clear your energy in order to be able to move out into the world and help better. Thank you very much. That has been your Halloween. Not scary at all. And I'm going to go and see who Old Mother Hubbard is now and what that's about. Maybe you can give me any insights that you were feeling during that reading. Was anything coming through to you? Were you getting anything that's where this resonated, or where you think it's actually, again, we are in this phase, aren't we? We are in this transition phase. We're moving at Halloween from the period of, being on this side of the veil, and we're changing over to the other side. So we're creating in spirit and moving forward into the earth. And, it's very Halloweeny as well, isn't it? It's about people thinking that the dead energy is dead. It's not, completely alive, more alive than you. And so it's a way of integrating with that, way of meeting that energy. But so many are not educated on it. So many have no understanding of life in its fullest. And that's what needs to come next. We need to begin to understand life beyond this physical as well. I'll leave you with that. Blessings. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.